back, don't worry. So we're now leading up to the All-Star break, and it's about time we start talking about the awards races, because we know who's making the 65 games or not. Joel Embiid is no longer an MVP candidate. Sorry to say it, but you're sorry to hear it. The city of Philly is probably crying, but he isn't going to reach the 65 game requirement because the media pushed him into playing, yada, yada, yada. Obviously, the All-Star teams are announced. I think every single person I said in the East was picked to be an All-Star. I think there's Alperen Şengün didn't get picked in the West. Domantas Sabonis / De'Aaron Fox didn't get picked in the West as well. So I was slightly wrong on that. But at the same time, I think I did pretty decent considering. I had to pick between 12 players. I had to pick 24 players and I got most of them right. That's pretty good in my eyes. But I'm going to go through who I think wins each award at the end of the NBA regular season. Let's go. So first things first, I'm going to give you my coach of the year. The most boring award out of all of them. So for my coach of the year, I have Mike Daigneault, because the OKC Thunder have been, Chris Finch is up there as well. It's either Chris Finch or Mike Daigneault. I'd go with Mike Daigneault though, because nobody expected the OKC Thunder to be contending for the number 1 seed at all. Everyone thought, this is their time to compete for a playoff spot. Last year they were in the play-in, they were like, this is their time to get the 7th or 8th seed, the 5th or 6th seed. They ended up being a team that competes for the 1 seed. Them, the Timberwolves and the Nuggets. And I don't think the Nuggets really care about the regular season right now. So it's been really impressive to see the OKC Thunder play. He's got the best out of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's got the best out of Jalen Williams. He's got the best out of Isaiah Joe. He's got the best out of Davis Bertans. He's got the best out of Chet Holmgren. He's made all these players elevate to another level. He's made all these players elevate to another level. I don't know why I said letter before. But he has truly raised the ceiling of this team. And we weren't sure of his coaching capabilities before because his teams just weren't good enough. And now he actually has a serviceable NBA team. The OKC Thunder play amazing, fun basketball. Next, I'm going to go for 6th man of the year. This award isn't that fun this year. Last year, obviously, we had down to the wire Malcolm Brogdon versus Emmanuel Quickley. But this year, it's pretty much going to be Tim Hardaway Jr., isn't it? It's only started 10 games for the Mavericks, played really well, had some really high-scoring games. When they haven't got Luka playing, they can really rely on him to provide that punch and that kick offensively to their team. They played really well, to be fair, without Luka. They haven't played that well without Kyrie. But, I've been really impressed with Tim Hardaway Jr. Bogdan Bogdanovic probably up there, Karis LeVert, Jordan Clarkson, Malik Monk maybe. Norm Powell as well. I've been really impressed with Norm Powell. But this has to go to Tim Hardaway Jr. right now. I think this is a lock right now. I think this is probably one of the easiest awards to give out right now. But you know what is the easiest award to give out right now? It'd be Defensive Player of the Year. Had to give it to the man averaging 2 blocks per game. One of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Rudy Gobert. He's about to win his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award. And outrageously, that makes him a Hall of Famer. Without a shadow of a doubt, if he wins this DPOY, when he wins this DPOY, he will be a bona fide Hall of Famer, and nobody can say anything to him at all. He's played great Euro basket for France. That's adds to his resume. He's a couple-time All-Star, couple-time All-NBA, and more than 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. That is a Hall of Fame resume. So shout out Rudy Gobert. Some of the other candidates in this, Victor Wembanyama, really impressive in his rookie year. Anthony Davis, really good. Chet Holmgren, really good in his rookie year as well. But this is Rudy Gobert, let's be honest. Next, we'll go for... Who do we go for? Clutch Player of the Year. I think this one is a 3-way race between Damian Lillard, Shai, and Steph Curry. Personally, I give it Stephen Curry. I've been impressed with the efficiency and the accuracy and the focus within the clutch that he's shown. The only reason his team even gets the clutch in the first place is him, because the team's rubbish. And the only reason they stick it out in the clutch and manage to push it through to so many overtime games is because Steph Curry is so good in the clutch. Clutch doesn't necessarily mean just the last shot. That's what people forget. Clutch means the entire last 5 minutes of the game. and Steph Curry has been putting on a show in that last 5 minutes. Damian Lillard has put up some big shots at the end, but Damian Lillard hasn't played that great this season. You know, he's got a lot of things going on. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, another player that's been great in the clutch. Just last night, though, I did see him lose to the Jazz. Wasn't that great in the clutch, to be honest. But it's been really good. But either way, I think I've got to give this to Stephen Curry. Steph Curry is easily, for me, the clutch player of the year. Next, we'll go for Rookie of the Year. This one, I think, is a lock. Asked me this a couple months ago, I would have told you it wasn't a lock. And it was probably a pretty difficult decision between Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama. But I still probably picked Wemby. But now, it's just Wemby. Clear as day. Ever since like the 1st of January, I think. I don't know. This turn of the year. Victor Wembanyama has been absolutely fantastic. Defensively, offensively, he's been truly remarkable. The stocks, the steals and the blocks, the offensive game, he provides the punch for the San Antonio Spurs. And when he gets the ball, they are one of the best offensive teams. Like when he has the ball in his hands, solely him, they provide a real kick offensively that teams just can't guard. How are you going to guard a 7'4" player that can shoot inside, mid-range and outside? There is no guarding that. Chet Holmgren, not to say he hasn't been good, he's been really good, especially defensively. You know, he's got a lot of other pieces in his team, so he doesn't really have to provide the offensive kick that Victor Wembanyama does. But he has been really good, knocks down some really clutch shots. Talking about the shot like against the Golden State Warriors. He's been really good, I can't lie. And yeah, he looks like Abraham Lincoln. Penultimately, let's go for the most improved player. I think this one is hard to pick. I think this, I don't think it's hard. I think I've got my favourites and they're not going to get it. So it's hard for me not to pick my favourites. But my favourite is Alperen Sengun. I love the way he plays basketball. I love the way he's been pushing the Houston Rockets. Everyone thought it'd be Fred VanVleet or even me. I made a video about Jalen Suggs being the offensive kick for them. But no, it's Alp, Jokic Light, they call him, the Turkish Jokic. He speaks to the ball before he does a free throw. I love Alperen Sengun. He's been averaging 21, 9 and 5 this season. Really great offensively, great player. Has been putting down the ball, shooting 54% from the field. Just impressive from Alp. You know, obviously you got Kobe White. Kobe White's been really good because, you know, as Zach LaVine's been injured, he's been getting more offensive reliability. He's been burdening that shoulder offensively and he's been playing great with that burden. He literally just beat the Timberwolves as a recording last night. And I've just loved it. I've loved it from Kobe White. He's knocked down clutch shots and he's shown that he wasn't the bust people projected him to be. Really impressive from you, Kobe. But this has to go to Tyrese Maxey. You know, he is an all-star. He could have been a star. I don't know if he should have been a star, but he could have been a starter next to Tyrese Halliburton. Or it would have been him or Jalen Brunson. I don't know why it's Damian Lillard anyway. But Tyrese Maxey has been ridiculous, averaging like 26 points per game. He's even averaging like 5 assists. And that isn't Tyrese Maxey. Hasn't been a great playmaker across his very short career so far. He's averaging 6 assists per game. That's been really impressive for him, and especially with the injury problems of Joel Embiid, he's going to be really important for the Sixers. They want to do a title push, and he has been really important when Joel Embiid has taken those games out. And I've loved every single second of Tyrese Maxey's play this season. He's put up some big performances, some big games, couple 50 pieces. I love it. Slam Magazine as well. Shout out you, Tyrese Maxey. But for me, he is the favourite for most improved player. And we finish it off with the most important award of all, the most valuable player. Unfortunately, like I said, Joel Embiid cannot win this award anymore. But he probably would be the favourite right now if he could still play and was still healthy. But the media run him into the ground. Dumbass media. But yeah, so I guess now it's Nikola Jokic is my favourite. He's been really good this year. Obviously, like every other year, I think he's the best player in the world. He's averaging 26, 12 and 9. That's unprecedented. That guys will just average this casually. This is a man who's knocked down a buzzer beater against the Golden State Warriors this year. He's been pushing his team, best player on his team by a mile. You know, Jamal Murray only really plays when it's playing against a contender. But yeah, you mean Nikola Jokic, what a player. You know, one of the best passers ever, one of the best rebounders ever, and one of the best gamesmen ever. The game IQ that we've seen from Nikola Jokic isn't something that just brings up every 10 years, something we see every single generation. And generationally, Nikola Jokic is one of the best players ever, not just right now. Obviously, we've got other candidates right now that we've got to talk about, like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been truly fantastic this year, pushing forward the OKC Thunder. A lot of points, a lot of points. With obviously supporting cast of Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and Cole Udort as well, has had a pretty decent shooting season, I think. It was either how he was having a really bad shooting season or a really good shooting season. I actually can't remember. I haven't watched the OKC play. I actually watched the Jazz game a little bit, but I don't remember what Lou Dort did last year. And we don't talk about their point guard. But yeah, I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is probably second right now. It's going to be a decent race. It would have been more fun to obviously have Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic for another season running up against each other for MVP. But you know, I can deal with Shai versus Jokic, and don't forget about Luka. We've just normalized Luka's stat lines. I want people to know that he got like 45, 13 and 8 the other day, and people just normalized it and accepted it. This isn't normal play. This isn't normal basketball. This man here, people have just normalized, in general, not even this season, have just normalized Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has played in the league for 5 seasons. He's a 4-time All-Star. He's going to be 4-time All-NBA first team in 5 seasons. That's not even LeBron level in the beginning of his career. This is absolutely unseen before, otherworldly, but we've just normalized it because it's Luka. So I think if Luka can carry on and get a higher seed, then he could be in more serious MVP candidate conversations. But for right now, I have to give it to Nikola Jokic. So those were my current award winners, as well as the contenders against them for the current season. I think I'm pretty right. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. So like, comment, subscribe. I will see you man in a bit. Boom.